So you may remember I did a recent video about Fallout 76 having online elements and having a heavy focus on base building. Well, it looks like also, according to new leaks and rumors, Fallout 76 will be playing a lot like the game Rust, with a lot of survival aspects to it. There's some really cool details in here. Of course, I would expect Fallout 76 to have single player, so don't count that out. Of course, some of you single player fans will absolutely panic. Hit that downvote button. You know, I understand your concern, of course. But hey guys, what's up? It's Robbie here with Open World Games, and we're going over the latest about Fallout 76, which I know a ton of us are anticipating more news, more gameplay, and all of that good stuff. Now, I recommend you guys to follow me out on Discord, Facebook, Twitter, and here on YouTube to stay up to date about Fallout 76. All of the links are in the description below, and if you just want fans to talk about the game and stuff like that, go ahead and check out the Discord. But what about these leaks? So this is a really good one. So this comes from an anonymous source who posted out clear back in December the actual title of Fallout 76, saying Fallout 76, a Fallout-themed Rust clone, is coming soon. He did go on to say he doesn't know if it's going to be at E3, which it is going to be at E3. That is confirmed. He said he heard about it over the holidays. It might have been canned. He thought it was canned back then. But a more recent update says this. It's called Fallout 76, and the map is set alongside an interstate highway. Don't know much other than that. Now, the only reason I'm reporting on this leak again is because he nailed down the name clear back in December, but it would be really cool to see, you know, an online Rust-style game about survival along a highway. That makes a lot of sense anyway, because you would have bandits, marauders, and stuff like that along the highway looking for potential victims and prey to steal from. So that could be kind of the basis of the story here. Now, if we go to the actual lore of Fallout and, you know, go to Fallout 76 specifically, Vault 76, excuse me. So this is what the lore has to say about the game kind of being multiplayer, if you read into it in that way. It says, the Vault-Tec terminal in the Citadel lists Vault 76 as a control vault with 500 occupants. Now, I'm not going to read all of it here. We're just going to take away that bit right there. 500 occupants, and apparently the vault did open and everyone did flee. So that could be a really good basis for an online game for sure. Imagine 500 survivors just fleeing from a vault, doors opening. You know, it would be realistic to expect them to eventually perhaps either survive together or end up fighting one another, especially if there were past differences in the vaults. And also, you cannot forget about the previous insider details from Jason Schreier, who says, I think it's really important to reiterate this. Anyone who spends the next 2 weeks expecting Fallout 76 to be a new traditional single-player RPG will be very disappointed, end quote. Now, he goes on to clarify he doesn't think it's an MMO, but it does have heavy online elements to it, and it seems like there will be single-player as well, maybe some sort of single-player in the game too. At least from the trailer, from what I saw, this looked like it would have single-player, so that's something I would expect. And then, of course, you have other leaks pointing towards the game having base building as well. So things are looking very interesting and very different for Fallout 76. Let me know if you guys want this from a Fallout game, if you think this is unnecessary, or if you just want a single-player Fallout game. And you're probably all wondering, where the hell is Elder Scrolls 6? Well, that's a very good question indeed. There's been a ton of leaks about that one. Now, I go off of what Pete Hines did say about Elder Scrolls and Fallout previously. I remember when Fallout 4 released, he basically did say that he is interested in getting more Elder Scrolls and Fallout games out more often, which of course would be very, very cool. That mole route did not stand a chance, did it? But yeah, I am going to be replaying Fallout 4 definitely here very soon. Now, there are leaks that we could still see a Fallout 3 Remastered Edition announced. So look out for that. There's been a ton of rumors about remastered games, and that would be also very, very cool to see. And I think that would please a lot of single-player Fallout fans. You can see how Bethesda has a large group of fans, varying fans for sure. You have fans that are, you know, really into the Elder Scrolls Online, that are into Skyrim, single-player stuff. So a wide variety of fans out there with varying opinions. But yeah, totally hyped over here for Fallout 76. The idea of the game taking place on an interstate or near an interstate is really cool. There's a lot of potential gameplay opportunities there. Especially in the fact that the gameplay could potentially revolve around migration. You know, one game that is apparently going to be tapping into that is Red Dead Redemption 2, so perhaps that type of theme could continue with games in the future where you're trying to travel across the map and survive. Another game that has done that as well that's pretty popular is Escape from Tarkov. The whole goal is just to get to the extraction point on the other side of the map. So perhaps they could have different varying game modes within Fallout 76. I think co-op is going to be the big experience here, at least for me. Co-op and PvE. I think after, you know, the frenetic action that we get in Fortnite, and with how Fortnite is so overwhelmingly popular, I think it's time for people to say, you know what, I want to chill, I want to relax with my friends in a good PvE experience. And I think that's potentially what Fallout 76 could offer us. And now it's time to go over your top comments. Don't be afraid to leave a comment to this video for a chance for it to end up in the video. So I did a previous video about, you know, Fallout 76 possibly having these online components, co-op, and base building, and there were a ton of responses. Let's go over the top comments and see the varying opinions within the Fallout community. So let us begin right now. So we've got a slew of comments here from F-Rays, who says, I'm disappointed. That was one of the most upvoted comments. He says, and then Vault420, excuse me, says, don't ruin Fallout, Bethesda. No multiplayer. And then Normal Gamer says, please, no online in a Fallout game. And Mr. Black Atheist says, save us, Cyberpunk. You're our only hope, end quote. Which, by the way, mentioning Cyberpunk, the same leaker that leaked the Fallout 76 name and everything does say that we will be getting Cyberpunk gameplay and a trailer and stuff like that at E3 2018 this June. But yeah, seems like a lot of you guys are really worried about Fallout embracing online elements. And you know what? I am too. I really want them to be very, very careful about this. Although I do believe that they would have some sort of single-player component. And this game, of course, is not calling itself Fallout 5. So this does seem to be perhaps an experimental Fallout game. You know, Fallout New Vegas wasn't a proper numbered sequel either. And they took some chances in places as well. Now, moving on through the comments, we do have additional ones. DKB Joe or something like that says, we have all said once in our lifetime, I wish Skyrim or Fallout had a co-op, not MMO or big matches, just co-op. And the Darkness 66 says, cool, I'm ready for this. I'm sure it will be single player based, but I don't mind it having an online mode. LOL. End quote. So they weren't exactly the top voted comments, but some of you are kind of feeling the possibilities with online, perhaps with a Fallout game, you know, especially in terms of co-op. I remember with Skyrim, they had a multiplayer mod, and it was like hugely popular here on YouTube. People were like, what? Skyrim with co-op? I would love that. So yeah, that would be a lot of fun. But, you know, when we talk about things like Fallout Battle Royale, that's where I think we're getting to the extreme stuff, of course, within the Fallout franchise. I don't think a lot of us would like that. And then moving on, we have Tamako Kuriaki, who says, depends on how the online is implemented. I hope that it doesn't require us to do online things because I'm all for single player games. Regardless, I am very excited for a new Fallout game. End quote. So yeah, definitely wanting that single player component to this game for sure. And just seeing some of this footage from Fallout 4. This was like some of my first few play sessions. I am ready to hop back in Fallout 4 and get hyped for Fallout 76. You know what? I really wouldn't mind to play co-op with you guys, although I do really enjoy the single-player, story-driven RPG experience that is Fallout. That is basically what Fallout is. Now, if we can do that with friends, you know, I am for that. But honestly, that's not what a numbered Fallout game should be in the future. So if we do get a numbered Fallout game in the future, which I think we will, then I think that they would really want to embrace and return to what we saw with, you know, Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, in that it would be heavily focused on single player. But I think this time they may be taking chances with the co-op element, survival aspects, and the base building, and they really want to build with that further down the road. You know, you see games like Fortnite embracing it. Even the new Battlefield 5 is going to be including fortifications. So it seems like base building and that type of mechanic is ending up in a lot of games. And can you guys imagine the type of structures that we can build together? I mean, I remember some of the top settlements that I did. We did like a top 10 settlement video series here on open world games during the release of Fallout 4. And then my imagination goes to the fact that, hey, man, if Fallout 76 has co-op and we're building together, I can only imagine the possibilities. So guys, yep, stay tuned here to open world games for all things Fallout 76. Don't forget to follow me here on YouTube. Check out Facebook, Twitter, also check out our Discord if you want to talk with fellow Fallout fans, open world gamers, and the like. But guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you guys in the wasteland soon enough.